Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien, Bubba, here on Sunday, February 9th. And I figured that I would have to do a video today on explaining the Constitution to Mr. DuPont there. So the video is going to be Constitution is a series of presidents. Okay? So here it goes. Well, Americans, you were never taught in school the Constitution the right way, and that's the problem that you're having, either your leaders or yourselves. Mrs. Pelosi yesterday made a remark that the Constitution is made up of checks and balances, and she was doing a balance. Impeachment, Miss Pelosi, is not that kind of balance. The Constitution, the framers of it, had three parts to the Constitution: executive, judicial, and legislative. And two-thirds of them must agree on something before the other third is punished. You don't understand that. So, when the Constitution was adopted in 1789, President Washington established the presidents for the executive branch. The quote advisors at the time: Secretary of State, Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of War, and Secretary of Attorney General, established the presidents for their departments. And what you mean by presidents means that you do stuff, and if the other two co-equal branches of government are okay with it, then it becomes law. Doesn't mean that it's legal, okay? It just becomes law. That's the way the Constitution works. It does not mean that it's legal. Thus, this is what happened. So most of your history, say, a good example of that would be the U.S. Supreme Court, the Dred Scott decision, 1857. And as you people from the Congress always say, oh, but it was superseded by the 16th Amendment. It was not superseded. Just as the Supreme Court decided, okay, the 16th Amendment was adopted by the states. It's running okay. We don't see any reason to put our little 2 cents in. But the Dred Scott decision is still there. It was never turned down. The Supreme Court never came and said, oh, we made a mistake on this, and we agree that the 16th Amendment supersedes the Dred Scott decision. You see what I mean, Americans? Same with President Trump here in Ukraine. He was following precedent. There's been a lot of quid pro quo with other leaders. A good example of that would be the Camp David Accord between President Carter, Mahatma Begin, and Anwar Sadat. Here's a good example of that, Americans. Did you ever ask yourselves, what did President Carter ask of Presidents Sadat and Mahatma Begin of Israel? They must have given up something in order to get that accord. It's a quid pro quo there. Did he have the right to do it? Well, the Constitution never said he did he? No. So what did Israel give up? What did the United States give up? You ever wondered about that? They had to give something up. He had to have a quid pro quo. We'll take this if you give us this. Thus, when the treaty was signed in 1978, I don't think neither Mahatma Begin or Anwar Sadat were happy with it. Carter? Well, you know Jimmy Carter. At the time, he was a lousy president. And he should admit it today. He had given up the Panama Canal a couple months earlier before he started this. How lousy can you get? You guys were mad at him for that. So you see, Americans, this is the problem that you have. You never know exactly what happened in that Camp David Accord. He gave a quid pro quo there somewhere, which would have been constitutionally illegal. But we don't know that. The Supreme Court decided, hey, it benefited all three sides. Why should I get involved? Congress didn't do anything about it, did you? You went ahead and approved the treaties. The Senate did. But look who paid the price. Mahatma Begin paid the price, and especially Anwar Sadat. He got assassinated over it. Carter paid the price. That was one of the prices he paid because he lost the election. And Iran got mad at him. And thus the hostage situation of 79 that made him lose the election. So you see, Americans, there's presidents there. And House Speaker Pelosi didn't go to the other branch of the judiciary and ask whether this precedent of quid pro quo is okay with this sitting president and future presidents before she started her stupid impeachment. This is your favorite alien and Bubba. Good day.